important it is to vote. We are going to continue to follow the guidelines of the mayor. We know that the governor has partially opened the state, and he has also said that Jewish religious buildings can be open, but our pastor is going to follow the edict of the mayor, where no more than 10 people will be in our church. So we will continue to live stream each Sunday. So we're just asking you to join us every Sunday at 10 a.m. to listen to any announcements, any changes from the pastor. And we miss you. We'll continue to pray for everyone and all the Bereans out there. And we want to thank you for listening to the announcements. Please follow us on Facebook and YouTube, especially on Facebook, where any important announcements will, and our website, www.baltimore.org. So any important announcements will be on those two social media websites. Thank you so much. I'm blessed in the Lord, and enjoy the service.
God bless you. God bless you.
Just to add one thing, that Blake said to us this morning. Certainly want to follow the guidelines that the mayor has set before us, making sure that we are in tune with what our mayor is saying. The Bible says, render unto Caesar those things which are Caesar, and unto God those things which are God. We thank God that we're able to be here this morning. Amen. I want you to get ready, set your mind in order, that we might come forth with the Word of God. Just before we come, I'm going to ask that we have selections this time, and then I will come back with what thus saith the Lord. God bless you.
Amen. Amen. Anybody out there know that trouble don't last always? Anybody know that trouble don't last always? We had a great plague, and we had World War I and World War II, 9/11. We had Ebola. Now we got another plague upon us. God wants His children to know that we've been made endure for a night, but joy cometh with the morning light. And I'm so glad trouble won't last always. Come on, God. Y'all put your hands on it if you want. I'm so glad trouble won't last always. I'm so glad this time trouble won't last. Trouble won't be a friend of mine. When storm comes around your life, believe me, we'll be there. Yes, it will. And all your burdens, all your troubles, is able to bear. That's why I'm so glad. Hey, hey, trouble don't last always. Trouble don't last always. I'm so glad, ain't you glad about it? Trouble don't last always. We've been there, and do fine. Keep up there, it will be alright. We've been there, and do fine. Keep up there, it will be I'm so glad. Trouble don't last always. Coronavirus, I'm so glad. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Trouble don't last always. We've been there and doing fine. Keep up faith, it's gonna be alright. We've been there and doing fine. Keep up faith, it will be alright. Hey. No, 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 no.
might not come when you want it. One thing I know, he's always on time. Hallelujah, somebody. Hallelujah, somebody. I'm so glad. So glad. So glad.
Trouble don't last.
Yes. Yes.
Always.
All right. Tell about once more again, come before your throne of grace. Simply to say thank you. Thank you for another opportunity, God, to declare your word. I thank you, God, for just being who you are and doing what you're doing in our life. I ask now, God, that you would hide me behind the cross and folks will not see me. No glory in me, God, but when you finish with the vessel, place it back on the shelf because thine be the glory for the great things you have done. It is in the precious name of Jesus that we pray under the anointing of your Holy Spirit. Let them who love the Lord say amen. Amen.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Amen.
I looked at some things and I went back, pulled something out of an old bag and going to work on it, and by the time I finished, I had a brand new old. Amen, somebody.
Amen. Amen.
Anybody know what I'm talking about?
Amen. Amen.
Hallelujah, somebody. 2 Kings, the 7th chapter, verses 3 and 4 read thus. Now there were 4 men with leprosy at the entrance of the city gate. They said to each other, "Why stand here until we die? If we say we're going to the city, then the famine is there, and if we shall die, and if we sit here, we also still die. Now therefore come, let us fall unto the host of the Syrians. If they save us, we'll live, and if they kill us, we shall die." Your subject, our subject this morning is, you may be seated in His presence, our subject is, your miracle is on its way. Your miracle is on its way. One thing I've learned in this life is that we have some choices to make. We're caught sometimes between whether to choose to accept the place that we're in, or we can choose to change our conditions to live a better life. The choice is up to us. We can stay and die where we are, or we can move out and start afresh. Dr. Wayne Wine made a statement a few years ago that I like to put in my vocabulary. He said, "You may think that in life a lot of things happen to you along the way. The truth of the matter is, in life, you happen to come in control or come in contact with a lot of things along the way." He also stated, when life has placed you, or when life has driven you, or where life has sentenced you, or where life has disdained you, perhaps you are there to do that something that can happen only through you. Amen, somebody. Sometimes God picks us out to do things that nobody else can do. Am I talking to anybody this morning? I don't know about you, but I've been put in some tough situations in life that I had to deal with, but God sent a beacon of light in my darkness, in my hope of despair. God was there. Even in that situation, as bad as it was, God resurrected me from dying in that situation. Oh, I know I got some help this morning. Is there anyone here this morning that knows what I'm talking about? If so, say thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, Jesus.
COVID-19 has caused us to make many choices when it comes to us dealing with this virus. In fact, it has caused us to make some major adjustments to our life from a voluntary standing point and also a governmental position. Even after they remove some of the restrictions, there will still have to be some choices that we have to make to handle in our lives. That's right. You may not want to accept this, but this is what is our new normal, as everybody is saying in our life. I understand that there are some who disagree with some policies that have been made, but I agree with them because of the safety of the people of God that God has placed me over as their pastor. Reverend James R. Christian has a story called Nathan's Miraculous Healing that I'd like to share with you this morning for a few minutes. In April of 2000, his son Nathan was in a near fatal car accident while trying to avoid hitting a deer. Many of us who drive up and down the road know that there are times that deer will spot out or streak out in places that you never thought they would come. And so therefore he tried to avoid this deer, but when he hit the deer, when he arrived at the hospital, he had a broken leg, spinal cord damage, numerous lacerations, and a collapsed lung. To stabilize him, the doctor and put him in what we call an induced coma. An induced coma is a medical situation with anesthesia given to the patient or some type of drug to temporarily cause them to shut down and not have the movement that they normally would, because they don't want anything out of whack to happen to them at that particular time. So they put them into a state of unconsciousness. Nathan was in a coma for 4 days. But when the drugs were discontinued, he didn't come out of the coma, he stayed there. That night, Pastor said, I prayed and I read the Bible to Nathan all night. I repeated the words that Jesus said to Lazarus, come forth. I told him, you got to come through because God is going to bring you through. You got to wake up, Nathan. The next morning, thank God, he came out of the coma. We were at his bedside and we were beside ourselves with great joy. Weeping may endure for a night, but what happens? Joy comes in the morning. We learned that morning that there was still some major complications. Can I footnote this thing?
Amen.
How many know that God will bring you out of something, but there's still something for you to go through?
Amen.
I better say that again. How many of us know that God will bring you through something, but there's still some things that we got to go through?
Amen.
Nathan had spinal cord damage and a fractured neck. The doctor gave Nathan a protective neck collar to make sure that he wouldn't add to the damage that was already there to his vertebrae. He was in danger of being partially and permanently paralyzed. A young man full of life, a young man athletic, a young man who is still in school. Here he has a sentence put on him that you may not walk again, or if you do, you will never walk like you used to. Anybody know what I'm talking about? The doctors had given him that sentence.
Amen.
For 2 weeks. For 2 weeks. Nathan prayed earnestly for his healing. Can I footnote this thing? Sometimes you can't ask everybody to pray for you. Sometimes you got to pray for yourself. Hallelujah. Nathan began to pray for his healing and asking God to come by where he was. He must have knew something about Hezekiah. Hezekiah was given the death sentence, turned his face to the wall and began to pray. Can I talk to somebody this morning? I don't know what you're up against, and I don't know what's coming your way, but your miracle is on its way.
Amen.
I'll get back to that story in a few minutes. What is a miracle? People use that term rather loosely and frequently, and sometimes not in the spiritual sense that it ought to be used in. There are times that people will identify miracles from a natural phenomenon. The folks only knew what to look for in certifying miraculous things. They know that it can only have been done by God Himself through His power. In fact, it is a miracle that some of us are still here today. We should have been, as the old folks say, dead and gone and sleeping in our graves. But the Lord has blessed us to be here right now at this time. Thank you, Jesus. Yes. We should have been dead and gone. But the Lord has kept us in spite of us. Hallelujah, somebody.
Amen.
Webster defines a miracle as a surprising and welcome event that is not explicable by nature or scientific. It is therefore considered to be the work of a divine agency. Webster tried to be cute. He said a divine agency. I just want to say it was the work of God. God has a way of working miracles in our life. I better say it again. God has a way of working miracles in our life. God has a way of working miracles in our life. It's all right to say improbable or extraordinary development or accomplishment, but I want to say God has worked a miracle in our life. Today, we want to examine the miracle that took place in 2 Kings, the 7th chapter. No names are mentioned, just their condition. Now, footnote this thing. There are times that God is not concerned who's in the cast. All he wants to do is heal the cast.
Amen.
There are 4 men with leprosy at the entrance of the city gate. Leprosy in itself was a death sentence. When you were declared a leper, it was only a matter of time before you died. Can I talk to somebody? May I add, it was even death that you had not died yet. Pastor, please explain that to me. Once you were declared a leper, you were simply cut off from society.
That's right. Yes.
You will, first of all, have to go to a leper colony. That's right. You were cut off from the rest of the world. You were cut off from your family and your friends. You were cut off where you could not go even into the household of faith. You couldn't go to the temple. You were considered unclean and contagious. And when folk would come close to you, you had to holler unclean. Oh my God, that was embarrassment enough by itself. You were an automatic death sentence just waiting to happen. I want you to know some of you have already put yourselves in an automatic death sentence waiting to happen, but you don't have to die there. There's still someone. Can I talk to somebody this morning? I want you to know God still has a plan for you in your life. Not only were they lepers, but they were in the midst of a war between the Iranians and Israel. There was a famine in the land. It was so bad that people turned to cannibalism. Things were so bad and food was so outrageous that they began to eat the dung of animals. You can look that word up because I can't say it in the pulpit. Food prices were out of control, and if they could afford the food, they still did not have the money to pay for it. There are a few things I need to leave with you, and I'll be out of your way. I hear your minds clicking. They're asking me, Pastor, what does he want to tell me? Glad you asked, and since you asked, I'll tell you.
Amen.
First and foremost, whether we like it or not, there are times in life that we will have to make some major decisions. I would like to go further and say that decisions will be life and death situations. Please remember, these men were not ordinary men. They were stricken with the most critical disease of that day, leprosy. And if that were not enough, they were also considered unfit to worship. Listen to this. Most people in the times of trouble, in the times of going through, they turn to God. Amen. But these men, by Levitical law, could not do or go to the temple for prayer. Listen to what Leviticus 13:3 says. And the priest shall look on the plague in the skin of the flesh. And when that hair in the plague is turned white, the plague inside being deeper than the skin of his flesh. It is a plague of leprosy, and the priest shall look on him and pronounce unclean. But verse 4 puts it in the mind of that we are going through today of COVID-19. Listen to what verse 4 says. If the bright spot be white in the skin of the flesh, and in sight be not deeper than the skin, and a hair thereof not turned white, then the priest shall shut them up, that the plague they might be quarantined. I'll use that term for 7 days. In other words, it's something like we're going through.
That's right.
If they thought they had it, then they had to put them in quarantine
Yes, sir.
for 7 days. But it gets even better. Listen to this. In other words, the priest would put the people who they suspected of having leprosy on a 7-day quarantine. And my sisters and my brothers, it's happening right now.
Amen.
But listen to what verse 5 says. It really brings it into reality. The priest should look on him the 7th day, and behold, if the plague is in sight, he will be at a stay, and the plague spread not in the skin. Then the priest shall set them up 7 more days.
Yeah.
I think it's a 14-day quarantine if you get COVID-19. So therefore, it's nothing new. It's just being lived out by us. Go back and read Leviticus, that 13th chapter, verses 3 through 5, and it tells you about quarantine is nothing new. Somebody better say hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
It's something that was done then. Woo! And it's something being done right now.
Amen. Amen.
Wow, good God from earth. Since COVID-19, we have to make some major decisions in life concerning whether or not we're going to die or stay where we are. I'm not talking about, listen to this, when I say major decisions, I'm not talking about deciding on whether or not what you wore this morning. I'm not talking about tax time and you're deciding what type of car you're going to get. You do get tax cars. Somebody come back to me. I'm not talking about the neighborhood you want to live in. I'm not talking about decisions that newlyweds have to make and things of how many children they're going to have. I'm not talking about decisions you're going to make with your money that you got through the check to the government the other day. I'm not talking about whether you're speaking or not speaking to people. I'm not talking about the decisions about the social events you will go to.
Come on.
Is released. I'm not talking about the decisions of whether or not you're going down Ocean City and still hang out with folks because of the virus. I'm not talking about decisions whether or not you're going to go to the places in the store once this thing is over. But I'm talking about life and death decisions. These men have to make. Listen to what the lemma 2 Kings 3 says. Now there were 4 men with leprosy at the entrance of the city gate. They said to each other, "Why stay we here until we die?" I don't know about you, but every now and then, life before you a curveball, and you got to wonder, should I stay here and just give up on it? Or should I try to do something else?
Come on.
My sisters and my brothers, in my church, you are in a life and death situation this morning. I stopped by here to tell you, do you need to read David in Psalms 118 and 17? I will not die, but live and will proclaim that the Lord has done. But verse 18 gets even better. The Lord has chastened me severely, but he has given me, oh God, he has given me, he has not given me over
to death but life. No matter how bad it looks, we don't have to die. No matter how bad it might seem, we don't have to die. No matter how much the enemy might seem to be winning, we don't have to die.
Come on,
no matter
come on.
how many things that seem to be going in an opposite direction, we don't have to die. No matter how many storms that come in our life, we don't have to die. No matter what the devil may be throwing at us, we don't have to die. No matter how much the flesh might be holding on to us, we don't have to die. No matter how our minds might be playing tricks on us, we don't have to die. No matter how the world is tossing us through and fro, we don't have to die because a miracle is on its way. A miracle is on its way. A miracle is on its way. Hallelujah! 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 Secondly, the reason we don't have to die is because after we've made the decision, we must make a move.
Come on now.
After we made the decision, we must make a move. Nothing will ever be done if you don't make the move. We will die if we stay in the same position that is killing us. Maybe I need to say that again.
Come on.
We will die if we stay in the same position that is killing us. We will die if we stay in the same position that is killing us. One of the things that we are afraid to do is to make a move. The reason we will not make a move is because we have become comfortable. And not only comfortable, but secure in dying a slow death. Can I tell you this morning? There is no security in dying a slow death. There's no security in dying a slow death. You're just picking and choosing to die at a slower rate. There are times that we must get away from people that's killing us so that we will not die. We can no longer allow them to strangle us to death when all else is saying you can be free. There are times we must move away from our frustrating emotions and we must learn to push through life. There are times that we must go away from overwhelming fears and say, the Lord is the strength of my life. There are times that we must move away from paralyzing doubts. There are times that we must go away from crippling habits. There are times that we must move away from our sorrow and our grief. There are times we must move away from our own control and let Jesus take the wheel. There are times that we must become spiritually alert and allow the Holy Spirit to be our guide. There are times we must move out of our own way so that we can let God do what He needs to do in our life. They're needed to make a move. If they stayed there, they would die. I'm telling somebody this morning, you got to make the move. It's all right to decide that you don't want to die, but until you make the move, you're still in a bad situation. You got to move out from this situation. You got to move out from that situation. You got to make a move. Listen to what? Listen to what? Listen to this. Your miracle is on its way. Because when you look to God, the author and finisher of our faith, He will bring us through. He will bring us through.
Yes, sir.
He will bring us through. Thank you, Reverend Rice. When you said, He might not come when you want it, but it's always on time. Listen to what what 2 Kings 7:5 says. And thus they got up and went to the camp of Arameans.
Come
And
on.
when they reached the edge of the camp, not a man was there.
Tell the
But
story.
listen to what verse 6 says. For the Lord had caused the Arameans to hear the sounds of chariots and horses and a great army. So they said one to another, Look, the king of Israel has hired the Hittites and the Egyptian kings to attack us. But verse 7 made me shout. So they got up and fled in the dust, abandoning their tents. And their horses and their donkeys were left in the camp if they were running for their lives. My sisters and my brothers, just in case you did not know or you forgot, God can and will make our enemies run out of our lives. Woo! I think I'm going to say that again. God can and will make our enemies run out of our lives. My sisters and my brothers, just in case you did not know or you forgot, God can and will make our enemies run out of our life. God sent the Lord to make it seem like the king of Israel had hired some more men and some more people, and then they ran for their life. And because they ran for their life, it was necessary that they escape. And that brought me back to David. Listen to what God will do in Psalms 23, verse 5a. Come with me now. Thou prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Even more so than my enemies. Listen to this. God will supply our every need according to our riches and according to his riches and glory. Hallelujah, somebody. Hallelujah, somebody. If we wait long enough, God will not get tired and God will do what he said he would do. We get tired of waiting. But I tell you, wait on the Lord and be of good courage, and he shall. Oh, yes, he will.
Yeah.
Yes, he will.
Yeah.
Yes, he will.
Yeah.
He will.
Yes.
Yes, he will. Wait on the Lord.
Yeah.
And be of good courage. And he shall.
He
Oh,
shall.
yes, he will. He shall. Oh, yes, he will. My God, my God. Oh, God, I'm trying to finish this thing. Finally, let's not hold you too long. When God has sent you your miracle, this is the thing that God knows. When God has sent you your miracle, when God has sent you your miracle, he expects you to tell somebody of the great things he has done for us. He doesn't want you to keep it to yourself. He wants you to tell somebody, look at what the Lord has done for me. Listen to what verse 9 says. Then they said to each other, we're not doing right. This is a day of good news, and we are keeping it to ourselves. If we wait until daylight, punishment will take us over. Let's go at once and report this to the royal.
Come on.
But verse 10 said to me, and it pleased me, include, listen to this. So they went, called out to the city gatekeepers, and told them, we went into the Aramean camp, and not a man was there. There was not a sound of anyone, only 10 horses and donkeys in the tents they left as they were leaving. My sisters and my brothers, God has blessed us with a miracle, because when it comes to our jobs and our responsibilities, let somebody know that the Lord has done something great in your life. And if he's healed your body, let somebody know the Lord has healed me. If he saved your soul, let somebody know the Lord has saved God blesses us with a miracle, becomes our job and responsibility to tell somebody that the Lord has blessed me. I declare unto you this morning that we don't have to give up or wait on the Lord and be of good courage, and He shall renew our strength. I know you want to shout with me about this miracle, but you can't shout because you're trying to remember what happened to Nathan. I know Nathan was in a bed right now, trying to find out what his life sentence was going to be. His condition, he was partially paralyzed, and Nathan did not know whether or not he would be permanently paralyzed or partially paralyzed. But Nathan began to pray. Let me remind us, there are three answers to prayer.
Yeah.
There's yes, and our hearts are made glad. There is no, and we become sad. But even in the midst of the no, God says, my grace is sufficient.
Yeah.
And then there's wait, but even in our waiting, God will give us strength to handle the wait. They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. That's another sermon within itself. I wish I had time to preach it, but I can't preach it this morning. Let's look at the miracle God blessed Nathan with. 3 months after the accident, with a messed up spinal cord, with things not going in his favor, God allowed the doctors to declare that Nathan could return to his normal activity. This meant that Nathan could even resume his athletic talent, including football, wrestling, and track and field. Before I bid you good morning and I take my seat, God blessed Nathan to be able to do the former things that he was able to do. Do not allow life-having burdens to get to you. Your miracle is on its way. Do not allow your heartache to hurt you so bad that you can't see your way clear. Your miracle is on its way. Do not let the tears block your path, because your miracle is on its way. Do not allow your nerves to play games with you, because your miracle is on its way. Do not allow your faith to get so weak that you can't see what God has in store for you. Your miracle is on its way. Do not allow the logic of man to limit to you, to what God can do for you in your life. Your miracle is on its way. Do not allow your failures in life. Get up from your failures. Try all over again. Your miracle is on its way. Do not allow a cloudy day to get in your way. Your miracle is on your way. I expect a miracle. Christ can send a miracle. God can send a miracle. I'm waiting. I'm watching. I'm hoping. I'm believing. My miracle. 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 If by chance, and somebody knows the Lord upon you, I send you an invitation this morning to get to know Him. And ask Him to come into your life. And the minute day, when all this stuff is over, find yourself a church home so that you will be in fellowship. And if by chance you know in the pardon of your sins, you're not connected to the church, get in the church. Join the fellowship and be a part of that which the Lord has blessed you with. Your miracle is on its way. Don't forget, as soon as this is over, find yourself a church home. I invite you to come our way. Become a part of the family of the Lord. But if not, find yourself a church home. You think you're being blessed now? Do what the Lord has required.
Amen.
He will bless you. Even more. I want to call out some names this morning. Bless the Smith family. Bless the McDonald family. Bless all those other names that are placed in our home. Come now, Lord, lift them up before you. I'm going to ask Minister Reverend White to be with us and pray our own prayer at this time. As we make proclamation, go to our Lord and Father. Won't you do this for me this morning? If there's a name that you want to place on the altar this morning, call those names out right where you are. We might not need it, but God will. Call those names out. Even if it's your name, call that name out. And God will do what He said He would do. Reverend White is coming to you now. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. My God, my God, my God. Call them out. Call them out.
Bless, O God, Jesse Nathaniel Wright Jesus. Bless, O Lord, Reverend John Alfred Lund City. Bless, O God. Bless, O God, Donna Jean Rock. Bless, O Lord, in the name of bless us, O
Man, the word was time, Lord. We needed that word.
Lord.
We needed that word that we can go back, Lord. We can go.
Miracles all the way.
Thank you, oh God.
Hallelujah.
Thank you, Lord. That you are there, oh Lord. Even in the midst of a famine, even in the midst of a struggle, oh God, you are still there. And we can run back to you, God.
Yeah.
You will lead us, oh God, like the 4 lepers. We don't have to stay here and die. We can just live. So this morning, God, with all the names that have been put on the altar, this morning, oh God, everything that we have, oh Lord,
Bless Jesus.
we thank you, oh Lord.
Bless.
We thank you, oh Lord, that this day, on this day, oh God, that you will bless us, on this day that you will keep us, on this day that you will sustain us with your word, oh God. We're praying for those right now who have laid those names on the altar. Even our own names, Lord, we lay them before you, oh God, prostrate. Saying we need you, Father, we need you, oh God. The government don't know what they're doing. Everybody's scrambling, oh Lord. They're not sure. But God, we know we got an anchor. In the midst of this storm, we have an anchor that we can hold on to. We have an anchor. No matter how much the ships are tossed and torn, oh God, we thank you this morning, oh Lord. We thank you, oh God. We ask that you would just bless us and keep us, oh God, that you would release your healing power from on high, oh God. That you would ease anxieties, oh God, from on high. That you would ease the worried heart this morning, oh Lord. That right now,
someone's aches and pains, oh God. That you would ease our doubts, oh Lord. That right now, oh God, we're praying in the name of Jesus that right now you will supply us for what we need. We thank you, oh God, for being our Jehovah Jireh. So supply us, oh God, for what we need, oh Lord. We're going to thank you and praise you right now before it happens. We're going to thank you and praise you right now before it takes place. We're going to thank you for that new job. We're going to thank you for that healing that's about to take place. We're going to thank you for that new home. We're going to thank you for our child coming back, oh God. We're going to thank you for the marriage that you have made, oh Lord. We're going to thank you for the heart that was one stone that has been melted away. We're going to thank you right now, oh God. That as you did them 4 lepers, oh God. That as you showed them that they didn't have to stay there and die. That they could. That they should move on. Help us to move out of those situations. Those dead situations, oh God. So we don't got to stay there and die. We thank you, oh God, for your miracles. We thank you, oh God, for chasing the enemy away. We thank you, oh God, for changing the heart of men and women and children. We thank you this day, oh God. So Lord, as we lay upon this altar, we're asking, we're pleading to you, Father, Father. I stretch my hands to thee, no other help I know. If thou withdraw thyself from me, whither shall I go? We thank you, oh God, for what you've done. When we get up, we're thanking you for what you already done. In the name of Jesus, we pray, amen, amen, and amen.
Oh yes, I need it. I need you. I need every hour, every hour, I need you. Oh, bless me now. Blessing us to go through another worship hour. We thank you, God. We thank you, God. We thank you. Now, God, make us obedient servants. As we should go out and tell others, their miracle is on this.